Yes, all right. So for fluff, it would be a wedge, right? Number two, food, it would be a long U. 80% of you got it correct. Okay, food. Number three, dawn. The correct answer is a long O, dawn. As you may find, the combination of A and W or AU, usually you get a long O, as in August, right? Or saw, SAW, saw. So it's a long O. 80% of you got it correct. Number four, meat. It's a long E. Everyone got that one correct. Number five, gym. Gym is a long, a short E sound. Gym. Okay, gym, short E sound. Number six, other. It's a wedge. Other. The same thing with another. Okay, the initial sound of this other is a wedge. Okay. Number seven, act. The correct one is a trap. Act. Please interrupt me if you have any questions, all right? Just at any moment. Number eight, salt. It's a long O. Salt. Can you pass me the salt, please? Salt. Salt. This is too salty. Salty, all right? O. Long O. Number nine, stir. The first one is the correct one. 95% of you got it right. Stir. I guess that one easy way to tell is that, for example, if you get rid of the letter T, or the grapheme T, and you get sir, it's the same sound. Sir. Stir. Number 10, dog. Excellent. Number 11, sad, is a trap. Sad. Okay, sad. Why are you so sad? And number 12, it's a short O. Rob. Rob. Okay, those are the answers for the writing quiz. Do you have any questions about the writing quiz? Anything? Anything at all? Shall we go to the listening quiz then? Evaluations. I take the silence as a yes. Okay, so let's go to the listening quiz, and let's see that you're the question, right? Let's take a look at an answer here that may change. So Francisca says, sorry, there's a lot of questions. Francisca, okay, so Francisca, are you in the room?
Yes.
Okay, so how come?
Huh?
How come you didn't notice that there was a listening quiz? Francisca? I mean, it's not a big deal, but why? What were you? How? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're not going to see the answers now for the listening quiz. Francisca, okay, I'm going to stop sharing now. Francisca, I'm going to give you some time to answer the listening quiz. Anyway, some of you said that question number 4 was the problem.
Siguen in listening.
Okay, yes, in the listening, the number 4. Okay. In question number 4, you get to choose which diphthong is present there, right? Which diphthong? So I'm looking at okay. Anyway, Francisca, I'm going to open the question, the listening quiz, just for this occasion, and I'm going to give you 15 minutes to answer it. That means now it's 6:11, 6:10, 6:20, 6:25, 6:26, 6:25. Okay, and please go and take the quiz right now. Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. So okay, so we're not going to see the answers for the listening quiz yet, but we're going to go over some of the ideas that we talked about last class. Let me give you, this is not a quiz. Well, actually, it is a quiz, but it's not like an actual quiz because they are only questions for practice, okay? So I'm going to share with you the slide that I'm looking at now. Okay, so let me know if you see a slide that says quiz. Okay, I'm going to take that silence as a yes, okay? And that's the way we're going to okay, so this is the way we're going to work, all right? If you no one says anything, that's going to count as a yes to me, okay? Christina, I have the grades right here. Let me open the file. ELT115, section 3. Just give me a second, please. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you right now the Excel file, and you're going to see your root number, right? Your root number, your ID number, and this is the file that I'm going to upload. Okay, I don't know if you can see the first grade is a listening quiz, the second grade is a writing quiz, and the last grade is a speaking quiz. All right. I'm going to post a link in the LMS, not just for you, but for all the sections in each one of the sections in the LMS. With a link, I'm going to post a link to a drive. Okay, so you can click there, go to the drive, and download the rubric. Okay, in the rubric, you will see how, or you will get more information to explain your grade. Okay, you will see in which category the performance was assessed according to short vowel sounds, consonant, long consonant. Sorry, let me start again. Short vowel sounds, long vowel sounds, and fluency, which were the 3 categories, or categories included in the rubric. And there's another section that is that contains the vowel sounds, in which there were more errors. And at the bottom, in a box, you will see the words that you need to pay attention to. Okay, the words like, for example, pronunciation. If you have it there, probably you need to work on that particular word. Or for example, syllable and not syllable. So if you get the word syllable, probably syllable needs to be corrected in terms of pronunciation, okay? So I will post a link with link to the Google Drive so you can get the rubric, okay?
Profe, yo tengo una duda. Habla Sapka. Es que la otra vez tuvimos una conversación donde yo le expliqué lo que había pasado con mi primer writing, si no me equivoco, no sé si era un listening o un writing, pero que había que cambiar la nota.
Okay.
Porque la había dado con 2 secciones.
So, okay, even though this is an individual situation, Sapka, I got you section 3.
Profesor.
Exactly. Okay, let me check. Let me check the Sapka. I need to modify the. Okay, I have you here. And now yes, now I modified the grade. I'm going to share again the document and you let me know if it's already modified or not, right? Here we go again.
Bueno.
Okay, according to my registers, right here, according to my notebook, that would be the change that I need to do.
Es que la otra vez la revisamos y no eran tantas malas. Pero si quiere lo podemos hablar después.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. So I'm going to stop sharing now. And I'm going to go to the PowerPoint presentation. This one has a quiz. And so far, let's see. How many of you, I'm sorry, how many of these terms are you familiar with? How many do you think you can explain? That is sort of an individual exercise that I want you to do, okay? I don't want you to tell me now. I don't want you to answer, okay? This is it's a general question. How many of these terms do you understand or are able to explain? Except I guess, except letter I, except that one. Let's cross it out. Except that one. I think that you should be able to explain, well, maybe coronal sounds as well, because that's a family that we haven't covered in class, even though it's in the PowerPoint. I think all of these, right?
Teacher, there's 2 oral sounds.
Yes, you're right. And they are exactly, thank you for letting me know. I need to get rid of one, right? So that's like a general question. How many of these terms am I able to explain in my own words? Okay, that's an exercise that I want you to do, okay? Am I able to explain what a voiced sound is? Can I talk about aspiration, right? Can I explain that feature, the feature of aspiration in consonant sounds? Can I explain what a fricative sound is? Can I say a couple of examples for example, labiodental fricatives or alveolar fricatives? Okay. So this is an exercise that I want you to do. I want everyone to do, and we can work as a group here. Okay. The instruction says write the phonetic symbol that corresponds to each of the following phonetic descriptions. Then give an English word containing this sound. Okay, so let's focus on letter A. Voiceless, bilabial, unaspirated stop. So when we think about stop, we think about stops or plosives, right? For plosives, we have, for example, p, b, t, d, k, and g, right? All of them are plosive sounds, right? And remember that we have that glottal stop, which is an allophone of t, right? Okay, so we know that the 6 plosive or stop sounds in English. Okay, now we need to find this fact: unaspirated. Right? Do you know the answer, by the way? Because I don't want to walk you through by the hand if you already know the answer. Then unaspirated. So the aspirated stops or aspirated plosives, we know that are only the voiceless consonant sounds in this stop or plosive group. So the voiceless are p, t, and k. These 3 are voiceless. Those are the aspirated ones. So the unaspirated should be either b, d, or g. Right? But these 3 are not consistent with the voiceless feature, right? Therefore, we need to go back. Sorry. And we need to get rid of that, well, not that one. So voiceless, we know that we have that one, and that one. Right? Those are the voiceless. Voiceless stops, right? Or plosives. Bilabial. Which one do you think is a bilabial? Voiceless? You said? Exactly. Excellent. P. So that is the answer that you need to write here. P. And an example could be, for example,
Pen.
pen. All right, here we have an example. But the thing is that is unaspirated, so I guess, for example, if we think about top, we can realize that this p at the end is unaspirated because this one at the end is aspirated, right? So when you transcribe it, you need to add this small symbol above the p, right? P is aspirated in initial position. In final position, is not. So since it's not aspirated, we don't use that small symbol here that looks like an H. So that one is unaspirated, okay? This one in the initial position is aspirated, right? Pen, p. This feature of aspiration is, you know, producing the sound with a burst of air.
Profesor,
Mm-hmm.
¿cómo se especifica que esa P entonces es la P del final? Si dice unaspirated, debería ser la P del final, ¿verdad?
Not necessarily. I mean, another example could be, for example, spot, which is not in final position, is in middle position. And this one, it's also unaspirated. So also this one, for this one, we don't use that symbol that indicates aspiration, this symbol, right? The one that looks like an H. So in middle position or in final position, they are unaspirated.
Ya. Tiene una trampita.
Exactly. I mean, not exactly, but yes, exactly. Let's take a look at velar nasal, letter D, right? Velar nasal. What do you think? How many nasal sounds do you remember?
2.
2, okay. Can you name them?
La K y la G.
Okay. When you say ka, you refer to the letter, right? And when you say he, that's not even English. Well, ka is not even English either. So yeah, yeah. I didn't notice that at the beginning. So when you say the letters, you say K and G, right? But you're talking about letters. When you talk about sounds, you say K and G, right?
Okay.
Alrighty. They are velar. Yes, velar, but they are not nasal. Okay, so yes for velar, no for nasal. So I guess we should get rid of them. So which consonant sounds do you know that are nasal? Yes? Perfect. As in mother, as in none, and exactly. I know the one you were trying to say. It's half of me as well. Okay, which one is velar? All of them?
The last one, I think.
Last one, I think.
The last one, good, excellent. Because is not velar, is why this is not. I mean, I know that we got the right one, but just, you know, out of curiosity, just because this is not
between the
velar.
lips?
It is
Between the lips?
between the lips, right. Between the lips, like interdental.
Bilabial.
It's bilabial, right? Because when you say mother, man, moist, you put your lips together, right? So the two lips are working together. So bilabial. And why the second one is not a velar nasal sound?
It is alveolar.
It is alveolar, perfect. It's an alveolar nasal. Good. So it's the only one that is a velar nasal sound. Let's try with letter E. Voiced interdental fricative. If you don't know the name of the symbol, you can provide a word that may have it at the beginning or in initial position. I can't hear you. No, I can't hear you.
Maybe like in church. No.
Alrighty, let's take a look at that. So we're talking about this one, right? Judge.
Yes, that one.
Oh, all right,
Because
perfect.
the other one is voiceless, I think.
Yes, exactly, exactly. This one, as in church, is voiceless. Exactly. So voiced is the first element that we have. So no go with this one. Interdental, judge, judge, interdental is not interdental. So we should get rid of that one. It's not interdental. Interdental is when we place the tip of the tongue in between the teeth. Okay, let's keep trying. So fricative, we know that they are like many, a lot. I don't know. We have we have z, we have sh, we have j, right? We have f, we have v, we have many fricatives. Say what?
Okay.
Yes, that one.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's test it. All right, let's test it. So it is voiced exactly. It is interdental. Yes. It is fricative. Yes. Excellent. So this is the correct one. Kudos for you. Congratulations. And an example could be. They all have these spelling, right?
Those. No.
Excellent. Those. Wonderful. Those. You got it. Those. And finally, can we take letter F? Just, for fun. The bonus. This is the bonus track.
Is the sound in judge like
Okay. The sound in judge, right? J. Is it voiceless? J. And I put my hand in my throat and I say J, 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 J. Can I feel vibration? J,
yes.
judge. Yes. So it's not this one because this one is voiced. Keep trying.
Maybe like in church.
As in church. All right, let's take a look at that one. So this one is voiceless, and it's the other one exactly. So this is the correct one. Remember that affricate sounds. We have only two: g, and ch. G as in judge, bridge, and ch as in church. And the first one happens to be voiced, and the second one happens to be voiceless. So that was the only other choice that we had. Okay. How do you feel about this type of exercise? Is it difficult for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of.
Kind of. Take some thinking, right? Okay. Say what?
You have to know a lot of things to do it.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle. Like, so you don't like puzzles, I guess.
I do, but this is it's different.
Yeah, a different style of puzzles, right? I think I shared this PowerPoint presentation with you, this version at least. And if you see, I'm going to uncover the first one, number one, sorry, bilabial plosives, p and b, right? nasal, bilabial. Right? It's nasal and bilabial. Number 3, fricative and labiodental. F and V. Number 4, alveolar and plosive. T and D. Okay, and every time they appear in groups of 2, right? The first one is voiceless, and the second one is voiced. Voiceless, voiced. Okay, the same here. Voiceless, voiced. Number 5, alveolar and nasal. Number 6, alveolar and trill. That I think we cover this one with a different name. I think we put it in alveolar approximant, right? Yeah, I think we talked about that as approximant, which is right here. Okay. There's a difference in this IPA, or International Phonetic Alphabet, for the at the beginning and the in any other positions. We're not going to be so picky here. We're not going to be so specific, okay? Because in some words you have this in initial position as in roar, right? And this one in others, like for example, transport. But we're not going to be so picky with this, not this semester at least, okay? Remember that this symbol represents a tap or flap. This tap or flap is an allophone of this one, T. For example, when you say writer, the person who writes, right? Writer, you can say in General American, writer. Writer. I'm going to send a letter. I'm a writer. I'm going to send a letter. Writer. Or I'm riding a horse. I'm a rider. A horse rider. So that sound, rider, is an allophone of T. And this is a symbol that represents that specific sound that is very frequently used in General American English. And the name is flap or tap. I usually call it flap, but I understand that some people call it tap as well, okay? That's a symbol, and it's an allophone. It's a variation, right? It's a phonetic variation of this sound, and it doesn't change the meaning of a word. That's a very interesting and important aspect to remember about allophones. Allophones are different realization of one phoneme, another variation of a phoneme. That's an allophone, and the point is that when you use it, you're using a different sound, but you're not changing the meaning, and that's very, very important. Because when you use another phoneme, you change the meaning, right? When you say rob, and then you change the initial sound for k, and you use the word cob, it changes the meaning, right? But when you say writer and writer, it doesn't change the meaning, right? So it's important to remember. Dental or interdental fricatives are these two. Alveolar and fricative are S and Z. Post-alveolar and fricative, right, are Sh and J. Number 12, sorry. Number 10, U is an alveolar lateral or approximant, right? These two are laterals. I'm sorry, these two are approximant. The last one is a lateral. Number 12, a velar and plosive. Sorry, I'm skipping this. Yeah, as in yes, you, right? It's glide or a semi-vowel, right? It's a palatal approximant as well. Remember that glides and glides, and what was the other group that was included in approximants? Glides and liquids were included in as part of the approximant group, right? Ye, as in yes, was one glide, and the other one, wu, as in where or what, right? Velar and plosives are k and g. Velar and nasal, ng. And glottal and plosive, as in bottle or mountain. Okay, so that's this is an interesting chart full of information that might be used to study. We're going to skip this. We're going to skip this. I think it's not worthy to repeat information, right? But I'm interested in this. Here we go. And this is the last slide, all right? I don't want to take more of your time. And this is the last slide I wanted to show you because this is a type of exercise that you can find in a test, okay? One of the type of exercises besides define something, blah, 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 right? Write the phonetic symbol for the first sound in each of the following words. Okay, so we're going to do 5. Okay, we're going to do 5. Let's do 5. Okay, so who wants to choose? Like, let's do now a letter, I don't know, F or G. Okay, let's think about this one. Let's do this one. I don't know. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. I don't know. This one and this one. Okay, so think about letter A. The first sound would be this one, right? G. Right?
Yes.
Consider, okay, wonderful. Consider letter G. Which symbol would you choose or would you use? So the one that you should use is? Exactly. K. Okay. Don't get confused with the spelling, okay? If you have issues with spelling and you're not sure, close your eyes, say the word, focus on the sound. Okay? Because what matters here in this phonetics class is sounds, all right? So if you have a problem with spelling, just close your eyes, say the word, and focus on the sound, okay? Letter J. Exactly. That's right, you got it. Letter N. I'm looking at the chat. I don't see anything. So exactly. You got it. Good. And finally, I think we shouldn't have done this one, right? Maybe we should I don't know. This one maybe. Letter O. Exactly. I'm hearing it. I'm sorry, I'm listening to it. Exactly. Think. Okay. So this type of exercise may appear in an evaluation. Okay. Sometimes what the teacher does is the teacher gives an instruction like write the phonetic symbol for the first sound in each of the following words. Okay? And the word first is bolded and underlined. Okay? And then there's another item that says write the phonetic symbol for the last sound, in each of the following words. Be careful to read the instruction, right? Slowly and carefully, and see that some section of the instruction, if some section of instruction was underlined, because it's very important, okay? And do not get confused, right? If it's the first one, focus on the first one. If it's the last one, focus on the last one, okay? But always remember the instruction, okay? Because in an item in which you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 points. You don't want to waste 20 points because you didn't read this. Okay, so that's important to remember. That's a tip that I'm giving you. Okay, focus on instruction. Pay attention. Do not read. Read carefully, basically. Okay. Oh, here it is. Ta-da! What's next? Okay, the end. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to keep you here so long. I will see you next session, which is on, I don't know when.
El próximo miércoles. El viernes no hay clases, ¿verdad?
No, we don't have classes. Let me switch to Spanish for this one, right? Let me switch to Spanish. Okay.